Hi. So we should be having a memorial concert for John on the 30th of November, which also happens to be Angela's birthday. So it's a pretty special day. But a lot of things changed with COVID. And one of the things that changed was the date of this memorial. So you're probably viewing this much later. But one thing that COVID couldn't change is our love for John and our memories of him. I just wanted to share a few of mine in addition to the video that I sent along to John Russell of me signing the ABBA Overture. The reason I chose the ABBA Overture is because that's significant to how John and I met. He was working at Faith Bible College and put on a production of his musical Mountain. And so me being an actress and a singer, I jumped at the opportunity when I heard it on KEPT radio. So I went to the audition at Faith Bible College, and so I met John and I believe Steve Kimbrough. No, I'm not sure who was with him now. My memory's fading a little bit, but there's somebody with him. And so we're in a room with the old piano. This is a very nice little mini grand piano thing. So it's very nice. And a friend of mine's home. So I wanted to take advantage of it though, because this is how we started. So he would play notes on the piano like ah, ah, ah. Can't hit those notes anymore. Okay. Ah, ah. So he'd play random notes and saw how I could follow them and how much on pitch I would be or not. And so now, it's a good thing I didn't audition today. So, but he would play these notes and his expression, I signed. So his expression changed and I wondered, is that a good or a bad thing? So at the end of the audition, he did some other things to test my singing ability. And so he decided that I was going to be in the show. And I played Mary Magdalene. And so that was just the beginning. So I told him in that audition, I asked him never to forget me. He said, he promised that he would never forget me. And he kept his promise. So the promise led to more. So I believe the first thing that it led to was some events at the Haven that we used to hold at the fairgrounds. And so at first we were going to do an album and we called it Band Haven. I'm not even sure we were at the fairgrounds yet, but anyway. So we were putting together this idea and I was hoping that I could be on the album. But what's so funny is he came to visit me at my home, and while he was there, we were sitting at our piano, and I told him that I recently wrote I told him that I wrote a poem, and I showed him the poem, and I said, maybe you can put it to music. And he said, well, I think that you can. And so he said, well, what are you thinking? And I'm not going to try to play it, but he played a few chords, and as he was listening, and I said, I think that it will start something like da 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 da, something fast, upbeat. So I start singing it. If I become anything in this world, Lord, it's you, not me. I'm not going to sing you the whole song. You can get it maybe on an old copy of our album. But just amazingly, we all voted on it as a group. And I think that song made side one, cut one, which he taught us was a very good thing. So he didn't forget me. And then that led to so much more. So the next thing, we did some plays. So we had these Bible studies at the Haven, and I would love to go to those Bible studies. While I was sitting there listening to all his insight on the different scriptures, he was doing Genesis, reading out of Genesis 2 and 3, teaching out of it. And so when I went home, just this thing hit me of Adam and the Father and Eve. And I came up with a title to a play, I Need to Talk to You, Son. So I was so excited, couldn't wait till the next meeting we didn't have cell phones, so we didn't keep as close a contact as we do now. So I waited till the next meeting, went and told him, John, I have this great idea for I have a title to a play. I need to talk to you, son. He said, good, I think you should write it. I was like, I'm not a playwright. I'm a singer. I'm an actress. I'm not a playwright. He said, oh, well, God gave you the idea and he'll give you the song. He'll give you the play. Just like he gave you the song, he'll give you the play. So I was frustrated. I wanted him to write the play because he's so good at writing plays. So I go home and I pray, and my sister happened to be staying with me at the time. And so I had just a big idea one morning as I woke up. And when she woke up, I shared it with her. And she goes, Andy, you just told me the whole play. I was like, what? She goes, go write it down. You just told me the whole play. So that resulted in, I need to talk to you, son. So that play was chosen to go on the road out of other people, which had great work too. But for some reason, I was chosen. So the play, not me, went on the road because I was busy working, things like that, and I couldn't go on the road. So he helped us in every aspect, teaching us how to pick a cast, teaching us how to direct, teaching us how to act, teaching us how to move, teaching other people how to run sound, run cameras, lights, all of that. He exposed us to how we could have our dreams, our visions become reality. So he taught us how to go in the studio, what that looked like, how to promote our albums, how to promote our plays. He put the play on cable TV, and it played over and over and over. And I became famous just from a cable TV thing that just played and played and played. Of course, I was only locally famous, but hey, that was it was fun anyway. And it was good because the message of the play was impactful. And the reports that I got back as the play went on the road is that people who needed to were moved by it. And people who were stone hard, their emotions had become hardened. The play brought them to tears. Not that I want to make people cry, but sometimes people need to cry. So in this case, that was true. So he and I didn't always agree on a lot of things, but he's a great mind and he brought the best out of me. He provided for me. He was like a father to me. He was like a big brother to me. I needed a father / big brother role in my life, and he was that for me. He provided a home for Richard and I. He provided vehicles for me. He promoted me. So even as a sign language interpreter, he was like, I think we need to promote you. What do you do? How do you do it? And they bought me a fur coat because they said, you can't be going to the symphony without a fur coat. And I'm telling you, I can't count all the ways that he helped us all throughout our relationship. He challenged me. He asked me hard questions. He dug at me, prodded me, and he taught me how to be a giver. So we used to go out to restaurants after the play rehearsals and things like that. And he would, we'd all go out to eat. And I'd always say I wanted water or coffee, And he was like, Andrea, are you hungry? And I was like, yeah. Well, actually, call me Andrea because my name in the Haven world was Andrea. That's my royal name. Anyway, so he'd say, Andrea, aren't you hungry? And no, I'm not hungry. And he said, So he taught me how to be a giver. And he said, Andrea, the time is going to come when you are going to be required to give so much. And to be a good giver, you need to learn how to be a good receiver. So I want to teach you how to be a good receiver. So say that you need help and we will help you. And let your needs be known. Don't be afraid about that. So that was just an example. So he just always kept in contact with me. He emailed me constantly and stayed in touch in contact, even when I was horrible at keeping contact with him because I was so busy. So he helped with my children. He prayed for us. He cried with us. He laughed with us a lot. And I'm just eternally grateful for Jonathan Richard Cring. He knows me and he still loves me, just like Jesus, just like you. So I think there's a lot more stories. In fact, I know there are. I have a lot more stories, millions of them. So let's share those stories. That won't keep him here with us, but it'll help us smile as we remember him. And I'm so glad that I got to know Jonathan Richard Cring. And I'm glad that he made me who I am right now. Thanks, John. I love you.